Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, come on in. My name is Millie and I post at least 3 times a week on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday, cruelty-free, affordable drugstore makeup reviews. That is what I do here, and in today's video I have got a load of new products from Troublemaker. So I've got a few products that are just like from their main line. They launched 3 new setting sprays, fixing sprays, and it's hot. It's so hot in the UK, so I got the cooling one. So we're going to be trying this one out. It is the Cool Off Aura Mist Super Cooling Fixing Spray. So we're going to give this one a go. It's got the strangest like applicator. There's no hole in this, so I don't know where it's going to spray out from. I'm scared, but we're going to try it. I also got another shade of the liquid liner, the glittery liquid liner. So this is the Nova Glitter Eyeliner Pen in Black Hole Black. Black Hole Black. And it's got like silver glitters in it. Oh, that looks good. But I'm going to swatch that, and we're going to be doing a wing, obviously. And then they also launched some products from SQUISHMALLOWS. I don't know what that is. They're cute little like teddy things that look very squishy and satisfying, but I don't know what they are. Are they part of a TV show? A film? Are they just teddies? I don't know. Let me know if you know what they are, but they're very cute. And now they've brought out makeup in collaboration with Troublemaker. So they launched a lip gloss. Now I thought that this said online that this was a plumping lip gloss, but now I'm looking at it, it doesn't actually have anything on here that says that it's plumping, other than I think it's in the shape of a chili. But either way, we will get into that one. I also got this mascara, and I don't know if I've tried the Big Thinker mascara. I think I might have done, but I can't remember. But this one has got a bat on the top of it, like a little cartoon bat, so we're going to get into that. And then I don't know what Squishmallows are, but I am a crazy cat lady, so I had to get the cat themed eyeshadow palette, and it's fluffy and the colour story looks really cute, so we're going to get into this one as well. If you've picked anything up from this collection, I would love to hear about it. I will leave all of these products linked down below if you want to check out any of the other products that they launched here. There was a load more products, that there was like 7 different types of lip oil. I don't even know, there was so many different things. If you've picked any of them up, or if you can tell me what Squishmallows are, because I am a gal that is not in the know. But let's just get on into, what do I want to start with? Let's start with this lip oil, because I am so certain it said online that this was plumping, but also like a pigmented red lip gloss. So let's just see, shall we? I know that it came with like a, oh yeah, it's got like a case on it and a little like keyring thing, but you're gonna have to take the case off in order to use it. I don't know. Doesn't really smell of anything. Let's just put a bit on the back of my hand first to see. Oh, it is pigmented. Okay, I mean, I love a lip, like a red lip oil gloss sort of a moment. I love a product like that. I already had a lip oil on, so let me just wipe that one off. And I don't love the applicator for these, because you have to like squeeze it up out of this tiny little hole at the top of it. I feel like it's quite messy, but it is cute. So let's see, is this scary plumping? Okay, I really like that colour. I don't love the packaging. I just feel like this is so messy. Like, you have to squeeze it up and then try and... I would rather it just had a wand. It is a little bit tingly. I wouldn't go as far as to say spicy, necessarily. And I'm a big wuss when it comes to spice, just so that you know. My tolerance for spicy lip oils, lip glosses, anything like that is low. I don't enjoy a lot of, I can handle a little bit, but I don't like a lot of spicy hot. This is a little bit hot. It's currently quite comfortable, but it may progress. So let's just wait and see. I'm gonna get into the eyeshadow palette, but before we do that, I want to try this, the Cool Off Aura Mist Super Cooling Fixing Spray. This might be quite nice to like counteract the heat that's going on my lips. So all it says is fixing spray. No more information, but I'm like, where does the spray come out from? Because there's no hole. I don't know what the benefit of this circular bit is. I'm scared. And also it's like an aerosol, so I'm just gonna give it a good shake. I'm terrified. I'm really scared of this and I don't know why. How? I need to know how that worked, but also I can't spray it and look at it at the same time. It came out from... where? It came out from like in between these two colours, like the blue and the green bit. How did it do that? Okay, so that was probably like an aerosol spray. Okay. I'm terrified now. I was already scared, but that's scared me even more. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a light layer of a setting spray. Obviously I've already got the rest of my face done, and I am sat in front of a fan, so this probably isn't gonna go incredibly well, but let's see. I'm gonna try and do a light set. Keep your fingers crossed for me. No. No, I hate that. What was that? What was that? What was that? Don't buy this. Oh my god. Oh, there is so much to unpack there. Okay. That was so aggressive. My face feels firm. Oh. That was awful. I don't like it. Oh yeah, that was not. That was so aggressive. That was so like, oh, no, do not buy that. In case you can't tell. I feel like I'm really trying to tone down the experience of that. I'm like side-eyeing it. What was that? So far, we're not doing too well here. My face feels like firm. That's the only way that, like, I've got a layer of, like, as if somebody had pulled a piece of cling film tight and I had just run into it, and it's like, no. That was awful. Why? Who? What? Why? So many questions. Oh, the feeling of that is like as if somebody is squeezing on my skull, like it's so tight on my skin. That was so unpleasant. I cannot tell you firmly enough, do not buy that. Who said that that was good? Who tried that and said, yeah, that's the experience that we want people to have? I am literally never going to use that again. Okay, so what can make this day better? What can make my experience in this video better? It's going to be a cat-shaped fluffy eyeshadow palette. Thank goodness we have got one. That is what we are doing for an eyeshadow palette today. So this is the Troublemaker Squishmallows Cam palette. Limited edition. It doesn't look anything like either of my cats, unfortunately. If you want to use my cats for inspiration, you can. But look. Look. She's got fluffy little ears and a pink little nose. She's fluffy. She's gonna get dirty almost instantly. She's very, very cute. She's already losing fluff. That's fine. We can tidy her up. Okay, so that's what the packaging looks like. And then inside, I will say this is a lot smaller than what I was expecting. It is like palm sized, so it is much, much smaller than what I was expecting it to be. Doesn't have a mirror, but you know what, I don't care because it does have a cat on the front of it. So it says on the back, meet Cam. Cam loves to jump in and out of boxes and build forts. Oh, with his friends. I'm sorry, Cam, I misgendered you. Hoot and Wendy. Who are they? Are they the other two? There was a cow and there was another palette, and I can't, was it a bat? I can't remember. There were two other like fluffy palettes. He also loves going to the beach. What cat likes going to the beach? Squishmallows. Going to the beach to take cat naps with his friends, but is always up for an adventure. I like the colour story. It's like a warm, neutral pink palette. So I am going to insert some pictures here of, or some videos even, of some swatches. I don't want to swatch this before I use it because I feel like I want to figure out the formulas and do some sort of look before I do swatches today. I don't usually do that, but let's do this a little bit backwards today. So I'm going to go ahead and add some eyeshadow primer, I think, because I do enjoy the Troublemaker one. So this is the Lot of Life eyeshadow primer. I will put some of this on, I will zoom you in, and we will create a cat themed eyeshadow look. Question mark. Okay, so while I just finished tapping out that eyeshadow primer, the spiciness from this lip oil has completely gone. There is not a single bit of spice left in that. It's not necessarily the most pleasant sort of texturally. It is sort of peeling a little bit where I maybe applied a bit too much. Not necessarily my favourite, but the spice has gone completely. It didn't get too much. Even at its height, it didn't get too spicy, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for children just because it was a little bit spicy, but maybe you're a Squishmallows adult. Maybe I'm the problem here. Maybe it's a really popular thing. I've just never heard of it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gallons in the know. So let's just create some sort of nice, neutrally, a little bit pink sort of an eyeshadow look. So I'm going to start with a brush. None of my brushes are clean. Don't even pretend to be surprised. So I'm going to just start with a fluffy brush, and let's go into 9 Lives, this matte shade here. Like you can see in comparison to my brush, like the pans are only just bigger than my brush, so they are small pans. Obviously you're just paying for the packaging, it's in the shape of a cat. I appreciate that. I do appreciate the packaging, it is very, very cute, but it's just significantly smaller than what I was expecting. So let's wiggle this through the crease over this eyeshadow primer. And I will point out here, I have tried 2 eyeshadow palettes from Troublemaker. I really like their formula, so I do have high hopes that this will be a decent formula from Troublemaker, just like the colour stories will be. Inspired by the cow. I can't remember what the other one was. I think it was a bat, and it was very sort of dark and grey colours inside. I don't know, I was always going to get the cat, wasn't I? I was always going to get the cat. And if you want to see a review for the cow themed one, I do believe my good friend Cole has got that one. I will confirm with her, and if she has, I will leave her channel link down below so that you can see her review when that one goes up, because really, I only needed one of these. I didn't even need this one, but here we are. Here we are. So this is a really nice sort of golden, a little bit yellow leaning warm tone. I really like the colour of this. Obviously I'm always going to lean a little bit warmer. I just love those sort of tones. So I'm just going to stick with this same brush. I'm throwing things everywhere. I'm going to stick with this same brush, and I'm going to go into Whiskers, this pink shade, to see if we can pink this up a little bit. See if we can get a little bit of something going on with this shade. I went very pink with my blush, thinking that this was going to be more of a pink palette, just from what I remember when I looked online, but it is definitely leaning warmer than what I was expecting. So let's try and pink this eye look up a little bit further in with Whiskers. Yeah, that's blended out nicely. Added a little bit more pink. I quite like those 2 shades, so I want a much smaller brush, but like I say, none of my brushes are clean. So let's just take this one, really small, more like precise brush, and I'm gonna go into, let's start with Popular, this one down here. I'm not going in the, I don't enjoy a black eyeshadow. I just always feel very intimidated by a black, so I'm going to stick with the dark brown instead to deepen this up a little bit. I very much enjoy the tone of that one. I would say so far these are performing like how I know from the other palettes that I've tried from Troublemaker. They're not a lesser quality, which I was worried about. They do seem to be performing and like blending like how I would have expected, so that's a nice surprise. I'm always worried when it comes to like IP collabs like this that they're going to try and save money by lowering the quality of the formulas, but these eyeshadows seem to be performing well. A lot better than that spray, which wasn't part of the Squishmallows collab. Please don't buy that. If you learn just one thing from me, don't get that spray. That was torturous, truly. Okay, so I am happy with how these 3 are looking, how they are blending out together. Obviously you will have already seen the swatches that I did, but I haven't done those yet. And I don't know necessarily what these are going to look like. I feel like Catwalk is going to look a little bit shifty, like if I get that real close. Can you see? I think that that's going to be shifty. It just looks like it. So I want something maybe a little bit darker. Let's do the one next to it, Can Do Attitude, which is a shimmer. Oh yeah, it's like a foil. Okay, so I'm gonna just use my finger and press that on further out, just so that I can say that I've tried more shades, honestly. Yeah, again, that's got like a nice warm sort of glow to it. I think that that would be quite nice actually as sort of a smoky wing. I feel like that would work in that sort of way. It almost feels a little bit creamy, like it's not flaky or dry feeling in the pan. It is definitely sort of softer. I feel like that has just taken over the whole eye look now. Obviously a darker shade is going to be more pigmented. You do run the risk of that. That's why I didn't want to use the black. So just be aware, if you're going to use that Can Do Attitude shade, that was very, very pigmented. I mean, it has blended, but it just sort of kept blending and kept blending and kept blending. You only need a very, very small amount of that. But I like the colour and I like the finish. It's a little bit softer, a little bit more like a satiny finish. I like that one. So I'm going to take more of a dense pencil brush and I'm going to go into Catwalk, this shade here that I said looks quite shifty. It looks like it's got a really beautiful pink reflect to it. So let's pick up some of that on the brush, on more of a dense brush. I'm going to pat that onto the lid. Yep. As I suspected, it is beautiful and glittery and pink. So I'm just going to sort of go a bit crazy and pack that all over the inner corner. That is a very, very pretty pink shade. I don't love pink. It would not be a colour that I chose a lot of the time, but where that's just like a shift of pink, it's not too intense. I enjoy that. I very, very much enjoy that shade. It's very pretty. Yeah, I very, very much enjoy how that is looking. Yes, it's very pink. Like it's very, very intensely shifty pink. But I'm very, very much enjoying how that's looking. I have sort of tapped that over that darker shimmer, that Can Do Attitude, just to try and brighten this up a little bit because I'm not the biggest fan of a dark smoky eye. Even though that's exactly what I've done. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of the Nova Glitter Eyeliner Pen in Black Hole Black. And actually, let me just swatch this so that I can see before I draw this all over my eyeballs. Why did I do it there? The silver, like it is very, very silver glittery. Will that necessarily go with the warm? We're doing it anyway, I guess. Why not? So let me go ahead and do a black glittery wing and then we can get into that mascara. Oh, it's Emily. If you don't know, my real name's Emily. How you get Millie from Emily? You just take the E off the beginning of it. And then I decide to spell it a different way. I didn't know that this was Emily. Okay, Emily loves space. Her dream is to become an astronomer so she can help name the new planets and stars that are discovered. I don't want to do that, that's a lot of responsibility. Emily also enjoys studying astrology. In her free time, what is free time? She uses her telescope to study star patterns and creates horoscopes for her friends. That's not me. But you know what, I guess I'm not a very good Emily because I haven't been an Emily for 15? No, more than that, 15 years, longer than that. Like nearly 20 years. Yeah, about 20 years I haven't been an Emily. And also I'm not a bat sat on the top of a mascara, so let's just not even get into that. Let me go ahead and do a wing. I'm getting distracted. Does Emily the bat get distracted? Because this Emily gets distracted. Okay, I like that glittery eyeliner. I have not done those wings even remotely at the same angle. This one is lifted, this one is straight out, and you know what? They're sisters, not twins. And I will live by that. So let's get into that mascara that I am aware I just got completely sidetracked by. I don't know, like, everything was listed on the Superdrug website. I got all of these things from Superdrug. Everything was listed there with their names, and I just didn't even see that this was Emily. And that's on me being dumb. So let's... Oh, she's cute. She is cute. Look at her little teeth. Look at her teeth. I don't have fangs. Do I want that image on the internet? You know what? It's there now. So this is the Big Thinker Volumizing Mascara, and I genuinely can't remember if I've tried this or not. This is very much in the way. Emily, you're in the way. Yes, I am in the way. So let's see what this mascara is like. I mean, do I necessarily think that, like, I feel like Squishmallows, as little as I know about it, I literally know the name and that it looks cute. So to me, it looks like maybe like a collectible thing that children collect. I don't know. Should we necessarily be selling them makeup? As someone with no children, I don't know. Like, lip gloss is one thing, but an eyeshadow palette and mascara, granted the eyeshadow palette is fun. Like, the eyeshadow, this one, nice and neutral. Maybe let them play. But mascara, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But also, is that what I'm here to talk about? No, not necessarily. I'm just putting it out there. I do feel a little bit... I'm just aware that should we necessarily be selling makeup to children? Like the children that would go out and buy Squishmallows. And like I say, I don't know anything about Squishmallows, so I don't know what their target demographic is. I don't know. But I'm just saying my thoughts out loud, okay? Okay, so that is 2 coats of mascara on the top lashes and 1 coat of mascara on the bottom lashes. It is very, like, thickening and very dramatic. So I just don't know how I feel about, like, advertising that to children. Because I feel like that is what I look for in a mascara, and I'm very aware that I look for a lot in mascara. So I don't know. I like it. I really like it. But is it necessarily what I would want advertised to a young child in my life? No. But I like how that looks. So that is my face done. That is the eyes done. I really, really like the eyeshadows. They have very, very much surprised me. I like the tones there. I was expecting it to be more cool toned and more sort of neutral, but I very, very much enjoy the colours that we got there. Everything apart from that spray was a big hit. Let me sort out my hair and zoom you out and we can round up. Okay, so final thoughts on everything that we tested today. I like the lip gloss. I don't necessarily love it. The colour is nice enough. I feel like the colour is a nice sort of bright, more pink toned red. I do think that that is a pretty colour. I wouldn't necessarily recommend, I feel like I need to recommend these, or like mention if I recommend these products generally, or and then also just as like a side note if I recommend them for the target audience of Squishmallows, which would be children, like younger children, young teens perhaps. Would I necessarily recommend this for a young child, a preteen? No. I do feel like the spicy spice maybe would be too much for them, but if you're a grown adult, you can assess your own risk there. And I do feel like the colour is lovely. You just have to be aware that there is that just a little bit of a spice there with that one. The spray genuinely can get all the way in the bin. I won't throw it because it'll make a racket, but what on earth was that? Like, that was so aggressive. Like, if you're into waterboarding, go right ahead, but and like then it all sprays out, and now that all, oh, I just sprayed that all over my drink. Why am I so dumb? Yeah, don't. I don't know how much I spent on that, but don't. If I can save you whatever it was, £6, don't. That was awful. The eyeshadow palette was lovely. I really enjoyed the eyeshadow palette, not only because it's in the shape of a little pussycat, but also I think the colours were lovely. Obviously you will have seen the swatches, I still haven't done them, so I'm going to do those once I have done the roundup here. But I really enjoyed the look that I have created. I think that that was lovely. Like, the few shades that I've used here were nice. I very much enjoyed them. They seemed like the quality that I have grown to know from Troublemaker, which you wouldn't think was very good at the price point that they come in at, but I really enjoy the eyeshadows that I've tried from Troublemaker, so I'm a big fan of that. I really like the eyeliner. I knew I would. I already have the brown one. It's here. It does not go back into my drawer in retrograde bronze. I really like that. I really like the silver one as well. It's not too chunky of a glitter. I feel like it's a nice sort of a finish. And then the mascara. I feel like the mascara is really nice and dramatic and volumizing and lengthening. The Emily the Bat Emily gets in the way a little bit, like, while you're trying to use it, because like you're trying to sort of turn it, and yeah, I just feel like she gets in the way a bit. But you know what, she's cute. She is cute. I like her little teeth. So that was everything. Feel like that is the strangest video that I'm gonna post in a real long time. We went on a journey. We went on a real journey today. So if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you've tried any of the products from the Troublemaker Squishmallows collection, let me know down below. What do you think of them? What have you tried? What do you think? I want to know all of your thoughts. If there's anything else in the collection that you think I need to try, let me know. I feel like I've got my bases covered here. I think I'm happy with the products that I've tried. But if there's anything else that you have tried, I would absolutely love to hear about it. But until next time, until hopefully I'm not being waterboarded by my setting spray, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye.